What's good, y'all? Today I got a special video. We're going to be restoring this pair of Jordan 1 Storm Blues that I thrifted. Now, I won't lie, these are really cooked, and we're not going to be able to get them looking brand new like I do with all my other restorations, but we can get these looking nice, and considering I only paid 25 bucks for them, it's an absolute steal. First thing we're going to do with these is remove the shoelaces and a little bit of information about the Jordan 1 Storm Blue. This release came out in 2016, but the Storm Blue is one of the original colorways that came out in 1985, and honestly it's one of my favorite, and I think it's very underrated. These are also often referred to as the Jordan 1 Kentuckys, but you can call them whatever name. I think they're really cool. First of all, that tongue is disgusting. Now on these Jordan 1 sneakers, the tongue is obviously the hardest part to clean. That mesh material does not lend well to many sneaker cleaners, but using some brute force, we can get a lot of that dirt out. I used my Defense sneaker cleaner for this one. You can really use any sneaker cleaner if you want, and if you don't have any, just use warm water with clear detergent and you should be fine. A lot of people have been commenting for me to use FC 150 in these restoration videos. I mean, if I had the foam, I would be in the zone, but the shoe doc still hasn't hit me up, so we gonna keep grinding. Make sure to add him and tag him, and even send him this video so he knows that I need it. So I usually take out the insoles before I clean them, but since this pair is so old and so worn, if I take them out, it's going to come out all crumbled, and that would not be fun. I don't have an extra pair of insoles right now currently, so I decided to just clean the insides of the shoe. And make sure you do this because that is probably the most unhygienic part of the shoe that you want cleaned. These shoes were so nasty, you could see literally the dirt coming out of them, which is pretty funny, but yeah, this restoration is going to help a lot. Make sure you have a rag that you're willing to use just to scrub off all the remaining dirt that's coming out of the shoe. It's going to be super helpful when you have a lot of debris to wipe off. I recommend while you're scrubbing to do circular patterns similar to what a washing machine would do. This definitely helps out getting the most amount of grime and dirt. And then when you're done with your big brush, I would switch over to the toothbrush and really try to hit those condensed areas that have a lot of dirt and debris. And just put a little bit of force behind it. It's definitely going to help a lot. Considering what we started with, the tongue is looking much better at this point. If you want to go ahead and use bleach, you could do so, but in this restoration, I will not be using it. Next thing I did was stuff a piece of paper in the toe box just so we can get that toe shape looking better, and it'll make it much easier when we have to clean the upper leather part of the shoe. Now, with that same solution that you've used and that same brush, scrub the leather on the top of the shoe pretty lightly. You don't want to damage it. And now, out of all the 1985 Jordans, what's your favorite colorway? I honestly prefer the Chicagos and the Storm Blues. Those are probably my top two pick. While cleaning the shoe, make sure to have your rag ready just so you can clean off all the dirt that's coming out while cleaning it. If you come across any stains that you're having trouble removing, consider using your toothbrush and then put a little bit more force behind it and really try to buff out and get out all those dirt stains. Thankfully, the upper on this pair is not looking too bad, and I think with a little bit of cleaning, it's going to look really good. When buying the shoe and considering doing a restoration, I was most concerned with the tongue and the midsole, as they did have a lot of dirt and a lot of wear built up on it. A lot of these restorations come down to just having patience and taking your time with it. You don't want to rush through it, and you want to get the best results possible. Invest in a good cleaning kit for yourself. You can find a lot of them on sale and for really good prices. You don't need name brand stuff. It's not necessary for cleaning these shoes. You can really just find stuff around the house, and it would be pretty helpful to have that. Now, for all the sneakerheads that have been collecting since 2016, do you have a pair of Storm Blues? And if you do, are they used or are they still on ice? Because if you look at new pairs, the prices are pretty absurd. The wild part is, back in 2016 when these released, they were sitting, and that's pretty common to hear about. In 2016, a lot of great colorways came out, and I think you can always make a safe bet when an OG colorway comes out. It's definitely going to be worth a lot more in the future. I'm hoping we see a return of the Storm Blue in a 1985 cut, and if that were to drop, you know I'd be the first to cop. Now we're cleaning the midsole of the shoe. It was pretty dirty, but after some scrubbing with my toothbrush, I got it looking a lot more reasonable. Now for me, at least personally, the Jordan 1 is my favorite silhouette. My first ever Jordan was a Jordan 1 mid in back in like 2008 or even before then. And I got it from a Nike outlet out in Wisconsin. It was a really ugly shoe. It had a lot of like fuzzy suede leather on it, similar to kind of the Royal Reimagined. And I'm looking to actually get that shoe back because I think it would be really cool to have the first real Jordan back in my collection. The final part of this restoration is using my Kiwi white scuff paint cleaner, and this is really nice for just putting in that top layer on that midsole and making it look a little bit more crispy, because I don't know if you guys like the sail look or not. I'm honestly not too opposed for it, so I think this makes it a good balance between looking vintage and still looking pretty clean. When I bought them, they came with the storm blue laces installed, but I think these look so much better with the white laces, so I decided to throw them on there, and that's our final result. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you found it helpful, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing. These are super nice, and I can't wait to get some wears out of them.